Hey, good morning, everybody. It's, oh God, what day is this? Is this Wednesday? Tuesday? No, Wednesday. I have no clue. I'm starting this video here with you, and I have no clue what day this is. Oh, well, I guess it's not that. I think it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Wow. What a week. What a crazy couple of weeks. We've had. I'm down at my lot. I just finished preparing one of my rental cars to go out with a guest, and business is still running on the rental car side. As you can imagine, travel has pretty much paused for now, as it should. The whole world is in pause mode right now. But I thought I'd take just a few minutes and just say hi. I have really been wrestling with what to think about everything that's going on. And, I got to admit to you that in the beginning, I was one of the folks who just kind of blew this thing off and thought, yeah, everybody's just going crazy. They're blowing this out of proportion. This will all be over quickly. Now, a couple weeks later, the entire country is on lockdown. I'm driving into my office this morning on the main thoroughfares here in the Metro Detroit, and man, there's just very, very few. There's a couple squirrels. They don't seem to be bothered. What are they doing? They're mating. Anyway, I can try not to watch. In the beginning, like I said, I was one of the guys really kind of downplaying this. And it seems that, to some degree at least, I was wrong with a lot of other people. And so, I've really been just sitting here the last few days working from home, back to my hoodies. I'm, shaving every 2 to 3 days now because, what the hell, But trying to think through, how do we respond to this? How do we just wake up every morning and live our lives in the midst of one of the worst things that any of us has ever seen in our lives in this country? And I got 3 things in mind that I'll share with you this morning. The first one is, and I have to keep telling myself this as well, because I am a business owner, and the 2 businesses that I own stand to be very significantly impacted by what's going on. So I, for one, am really hoping and praying for a quick decline of this and a return to normalcy. But don't panic. Don't panic. That if there's one thing that I would say to you, my friends, and that I'm saying to myself every morning when I wake up, don't panic. As bad as this is, and it is bad. It is bad. I mean, the sickness and the people who are losing their lives is bad enough, but on a broader scale, the economy, the stock market, our investment portfolios, millions, tens of millions of people losing their jobs, even if it's just temporary, it's bad. But don't panic. Wake up every morning and remind yourself that nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary. And this will come to an end. We're all going to be sitting here watching the TV at some point, hearing the Centers for Disease Control say, no more new cases. No more new deaths. We've flattened the curve. We're on the other side. And at some point, they're going to sound the all clear and tell us to all go back to work and go back to our lives and go back to our vacations. That is coming. Right now we're in the midst of this doom and gloom, and it's very real, and we're all scared to some degree. But wake up every morning, remind yourself, this is temporary. And humanity, this nation, the world, humanity, we have all been through things much worse than this, as bad as this is, and we come out on the other side. There is always a sunrise after the dark. And nobody knows how long it's going to be before we see that sunrise after this crazy thing. But there is a sunrise coming. There always has been, and there always will be. We will get through this. And if history is an indicator, we'll come out of this thing stronger. We'll come out of this thing maybe kinder, with more compassion toward one another, and more prepared to handle things like this in the future. Don't panic. You will get through this. It may be tough. You may have to really adjust your lifestyle, but you're going to be okay. Don't panic. I'm sorry, I'm distracted by these squirrels. They're doing all sorts of wild and crazy things in front of me. The second thing that I would say this morning is, damn it, be good to one another. Just be a good person. If there was ever a time in your life, in our lifetimes, where it is time to be a good, decent, kind, compassionate, loving, caring, thoughtful person, damn, now is it. Stop hoarding shit. Stop depriving people of their basic needs just because you want to have a 2-year stockpile of crap in your basement to make you feel safe. Stop it. Stop fighting over toilet paper in the grocery store. Stop being mean and nasty to one another online. I'll tell you, a couple days ago, I actually had to remove a cousin of mine from my Facebook because she came into a conversation and started dropping F-bombs all over people and calling people, quote unquote, pieces of shit. She's gone. Family or not, she's gone, and she won't be back. This is not the time to be doing that crap. Check in with your loved ones. Check in with your neighbors. Check in with the most vulnerable people around you. Make sure they're okay. Let older people go in front of you in the line if you're at a grocery store or at a bank or whatever. Let the older folks go in front of you so that they can get back home and away from this mess. Just be good to one another. And the third thing that I would share is start planning for the day after. Because like I said earlier, this thing's going to end. One day we're going to get the all clear. And, the president, the director of the CDC, they're going to stand up there on television and they're going to say, it's all clear. Go back to work. Go back to your lives. Restaurants open back up. Bars open back up. And as I was getting ready this morning, I was thinking back to images that I saw growing up of the parties and the celebrations after the end of World War II. The guy kissing the girl in the middle of Times Square and the ticker tape parades. And I think we're going to see parties and celebrations erupt across this nation like we've probably never seen before when the all clear is finally given. And I'm thinking, about my own businesses here. And you can call me goofy if you want, but I mean, these were kind of the fun thoughts going through my mind this morning as I'm trying to encourage myself. As soon as the all clear is given, my travel agency is going to host the biggest ass party that you can imagine. Free Corona beer for everybody at a local restaurant, some kind of venue, or I'm going to bring in people from a cruise line. Man, we are going to blow it out. And thinking about my car business, man, you know what? When this is all over, I think I'm going to give everybody who rents a car from me, every car rental comes with a case of Corona beer, for a month. I'm being silly, but I'm kind of not being silly. I'm going to do some of this stuff. You watch. But be thinking about, as bad as you're feeling right now, as frightened as you're feeling right now, and start thinking about how you're going to feel when that all clear is given and we all return to our lives. Because I got to tell you, the exuberance and the happiness and the joy and the celebration, I think, is going to be equal to or greater than the distress that we're feeling right now. So, don't panic. Be good to one another. And get ready to celebrate when this damn thing is over. All right, that's all I got. I've done with my car prep stuff this morning, so I'm going to go take care of a couple things, go back to my home, self-isolate, do some work from my pajamas, and have another cup of coffee. So take care of yourself. Talk to you soon. You're still here? It's over. Go home.